Hi, Paul Sakis, Good News Broadcast, speaking to Lori Mackey. Hi, Lori, how are you?
Good morning.
Founder of Prosperity for Kids. Okay, award-winning author, speaker, and a coach, creates fun and financial educational products for kids, and is recognized as a leading expert on kids and money. Okay, known as the Susie Orman for Kids. Okay, so habits that will help congratulations for all that. That's great. That will help your children understand the meaning of true wealth. Okay. Now, whatever made you want to do this?
Well, I noticed that my children at a very young age had serious issues with money, and one was spending everything he had, and then some, and the other was living in lack and wouldn't spend any of her money. So I really went in search of items or toys or books or resources that would help them, and there was nothing out there, so we decided to create Prosperity for Kids and help parents and children understand money.
I think you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you said that one of them would spend all their money and then some?
Exactly. Well, if they have $50 and we go to the toy store and he picks out a $60 or a $49.99 toy, never putting into account the tax on top of it, he was spending more than he had at the age of 3 years old.
Okay, so it's that then there's a lot of, he's not or she's not the only then some type person, right?
No, I mean, we are born with certain money personalities, honestly, and all we have to do is neutralize those personalities and recognize them as early as possible, and we can, make a change.
You know, when you take the tour of the Rockefeller estate up there in Mechanical Hills, the Rockefeller family would have their children write down in a journal of where they spent their money, penny for penny.
Exactly, and that's why we talk about allowance so much. And, Kijiji found that the average household has about 35 unused items that are worth over $600.
Okay.
So what we suggest is parents go around and help their children put these items onto a website like Kijiji.com, which is family-friendly. It's a free classified site, and they can start to learn that there's value in the things that are laying around their house. And also the Rockefellers, he paid an allowance. His children had to account for every single penny they spent.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's the way that they lived. And I grew up in that town, and I know them because they shopped in our store. We put shoes on them, and I went to my grandfather's butcher up there in Westchester, and it's a way of life. But I think it's not, in essence, today's lifestyle. Some people would have called certain things cheap, but I think what we're learning more so, and this applies to environmental, it applies to all these concerns that are come a green world. A lot of it is because of excessiveness, right?
Yeah, the consumerism, and we are a society that consumes way too much, and we really need to. And, things happen for a reason. I believe our economy came to a halt to say, hey, stop it. We need to start conserving and be, aware of what we have and what we're already using and use those things. We don't need all this excess things.
I'm on the same page, Laurie. It's not a recession, it's a recess, and we need it, and we deserve it. I'm looking at this website, so explain this to me. Welcome to, first of all, what a cool name here. Is there some reason, meaning, or it's just a cool name here? Kijiji.
Kijiji, it means village, and...
In what language,
What it is a community. Every state has a Kijiji website. And all they have to do is go to Kijiji.com, and they can visit the website that's in their state or their city. And there's all kinds of things on there. And what's great about it is family-friendly because it doesn't have personals. So you will feel comfortable going on there with your kids, and it's so easy to use. My kids, every time they want to sell something or buy something, I have them go to the website, research if somebody has the item they want. My son just found a trampoline for half the price of a brand new one. He's able to list the things that he's not using anymore. So this also teaches them how to become a better consumer, because even though they may not need something anymore, somebody else may want it. So they're able to reuse and rethink the items that they already have.
So let me make sure I'm understanding this. I'm looking at it, and so all right, I went to New York City area. I said New York. So for sale, and then they have jobs and resumes and cars and community. But is this? Do I understand it that this is for young people?
Well, it's a family-friendly classified website, so it's for everybody. But because they don't have personals, you feel safer having your kids go on there and be able to utilize that site and upload, because it's very easy to upload pictures and be able to interact with people when you want to sell and buy items.
Okay, I like that. That's very wise. Here, also, pet fitness sweepstakes. Entered to win $1,000 for a local pet supply store in your area. So this is quite cool. How'd you get involved and connected with this organization?
Well, we started working together to get the concepts out there about teaching kids about money. And I believe, there's so many ways that children can earn money, not only through allowance, but they need to understand that you can learn money through selling things, buying things, and reselling them. You can learn it through savings and investing. And the fact that they have a website that I can then send my database and my clients to, that I feel safe for them to be able to do these interactions, because there's a lot of scary stuff out there on the internet. So this is a safe place for parents to be able to go to teach them financial literacy and how, you buy and sell things.
What are some other tips that you have for parents?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we need to talk to our kids about money. That's a huge issue. For some reason, parents are not talking to their children. And obviously with what's going on, the lack of education and knowledge about money is what got us into this position. Mm-hmm. So the sooner we talk to our kids and create positive habits, the better. We have a program that we teach. It's called the 10-10-10-70.
Okay.
So we teach children, out of every dollar you receive, you give 10% to a charity, you invest 10%, you save 10%, and 70% is what you are able to spend, but spend it wisely. And if a child and a parent teaches that from the first dollar, their children are going to be okay financially for the rest of their lives.
I like that. That's very good. Tell us, your organization got founded how long ago?
We founded in 2004, and it's great. And we have all kinds of information on our website, prosperityforkids.com. And we teach about allowance, and we base our whole allowance system on the Rockefellers.
Really?
This was the first thing I saw that was able to justify my beliefs about allowance. And here's a, multi-billionaire that teaches allowance and believes in it, so I believe him, So we have the 7 common mistakes that parents make, 12 tips. We have all kinds of things for parents.
Well, I just brought it up because I grew up there, but I didn't realize that you were knowledgeable in to that degree. Did you ever take the tour up there?
I've never been there, and it's definitely on one of my goals that I have, is to visit it.
We have our 40th reunion, or 42nd, it's kind of at Mechanical High School Saturday, ironically enough, and we're going to take a tour of the whole area over there. I'm looking at, you got our buddy over here, Mark Victor Hansen, and Robert Allen give a powerful foundation for prosperity for kids, right?
Yeah, they were my mentors in helping me create this whole program.
They're good friends and partners. We do a lot of stuff with Chicken Soup and with Robert and so on and so forth. Well, it sounds like you got a lot of good things going. You live in California, right?
Yes, I do. And
how are those kids doing now? Have they learned how to handle money better, and they feel good about that? Your own?
They are so amazing with money now, and I know it's not just because I teach it, it's because they're comfortable with it. I think that's one thing where people have issues with money because they don't understand it, they're not comfortable with it, and it scares them. And we don't like things that we don't understand. This false fear is created behind it. And so the more we educate our children and the more they understand money, the more they're going to be able to use it to their benefit. And that's what my children do. They don't have any money issues, which is amazing at 13 and 15. They know they can get and have and be whatever they want as long as they figure out a way to earn it and get it.
Money of and to itself also is security, isn't it? It's a peace of mind.
Well, and this is what I teach. I teach children and parents that money gives you three things. It gives you choices, freedom, and security. But once you have that, then the materialistic things can come into place. But you really, without it, a lot of people say, oh, well, money isn't everything. Well, yeah, it is, because there's not a whole lot you can do without it. So I think it's the people who don't have money who have problems with it. So it's when we can secure our futures and be able to make choices with what we do, where we live, what we have, and we feel, we have this freedom to make those choices, then you are financially set. You are wealthy at that point.
My uncle used to say, and because for whatever reason, I used to think money, when I grew up, sort of like money was not good. It was bad, or, I had this in my mind, when people had money, or there was, some aspect of negativism in relationship to it. So my uncle, I remember telling me, he said, if you make a lot of money, that you can always give it away. So there's a nice aspect of money, philanthropy, right?
Well, and that's why we teach with our 10-10-70, the first portion is to give back. And it's amazing. That is children's favorite part. This philosophy has been around for hundreds of years. And if you give back, it teaches you to not be selfish. It teaches you to think of others. And when you give 10% of your income, this has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. And, 10% for investing, you're going to secure your future. 10% for savings is going to be that emergency that most people don't have right now. And if a child is able to create that investing and savings account from a very early age, by the time they grow up, per se, and get the house and the cars and have kids, if that disposable income isn't there anymore, they've already set themselves up financially.
I agree with you entirely. I wouldn't be in business. I'd be closed right now. I would not be able to do this interview if it wasn't for my family heritage and the savings and their careful use and wise use of money, from the butcher shop to the shoe store to everything, because this is, in essence, the inheritance that I've used and trying to hold on to and to bring to my daughter, my grandchildren, and so on and so forth. It's sort of like, keeping yourself together, because without it, it can be kind of difficult. It's not so easy.
Well, and like you said, you want to teach your kids and your grandkids, because so many people have created wealth and worked really hard to attain what they have. If they don't educate their children, it will be gone by the next generation.
Right, very quickly. Last question, and I look forward to speaking with you, seeing maybe we can do a project together. I'd like to do that. What's good news for you?
Good news for me is, unfortunately, the economy, I have become the solution to the problem. For so long, parents thought, oh, I don't really need to teach my kids about money. It's not really an issue. Well, now it's become an issue. And I'm excited. I'm excited that parents are finally stepping up to the plate and saying, hey, what do you have? What do I need to do? We have all kinds of speaking engagements set up, and it's exciting. It's an exciting time for our company, and we're just here to change the next generation's ideas, habits, and beliefs around money.
Okay, Lori, thank you very much for sharing.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.